Hey, and we're live. Hey, what's up guys? James here, back with some NieR Replicant. Let's set the opening play again, just because it's the start of a new route, so...
シロがいればヨナを救えるんだ。
あなたがお兄ちゃんだね。近づかないでください。
では元気でな。
魔物だというのか。
お願い、やめてください。
我らが王に歯向かうとは。
私は仲間を傷つけたくない。
俺には守るものがある。
Forget how long this is. I think it basically spoiled a lot of the first route, actually first ending. Like everything I've seen from here is from the first ending, I think. Oh, there was a couple things. Okay, yeah, there was a couple things.
あと100年、次の世代にしたかった。
我はこやつらと共に戦う。そう決めたのだ。
この狂った世界で過ごす時間がまだ少しでもあるのなら、奴の刃になって死んでやる。
ダメです。カイネ君。
俺が必ずお前を助ける。
ずっと一緒にいてくれてありがとう。
Yeah, so last time we left off, we finished ending A. So we figured out what everyone else is, essentially. And I saved over my previous save, so I can't go back to the ending to before ending A. So, oh well. We're starting off with yeah, Kaine's route now.
どこか懐かしかった。無意識のうちにお姉さんとダブらせていたのかもしれません。やります。
Kaine's dreams discrimination. The sound of rain filled the village. Steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified the sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour, and was now wandering slowly towards the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of the town. The wanderer reached the vein, which had existed for as long as Aini could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I. The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly towards the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me! A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo! Kaine! Kinda. Voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping down her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of the children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak! Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong. Be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt. Oh look, the little freak's gonna cry. What's wrong? You sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken off my head. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. Come on guys, let's give this freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it has chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak! Chanted the children. Freak! 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 Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to seraphied cries did she dare open a single bloody caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying! Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, doesn't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. If any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. "Oh!" he screamed, leaping to his feet. "Stop it! What are you doing?" Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. Hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. Thing could have killed me. Old woman shrugged. Death is but the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. "Get out! Leave this village! No one wants it here, either of you!" Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. "Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight." The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from her folds of her dress and began blotting at the wound on her forehead. "Oh, Kaine," she said. "Why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than the lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall onto the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross it. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know, because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Did I make you sick, Grandma?" "Of course not. Don't be an ass." Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mum and Dad wouldn't." "Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems, or losing a single petal, was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears are legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath, as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them while I was doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe! Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma! Called Kaine. That you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close, or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she had scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something. The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment and smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately. I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up the long pole, with the wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once grandmother's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence at a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to her villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swinging after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with the solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one log at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy girl. You better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. Stop that! Just stop! She cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's alright, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit. I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across the dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Dima and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms into the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. Hey lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's your pockets to carry? The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me, they seemed to say. But Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the new emotion had a little time to take root. For as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. What are you doing, you freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for medication. Huh, barked Deemer. The old bitch finally kneel over? Go to hell, Deemer. The boy's eyes grew so wide, they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Deemer slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. A notion of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of suppliers gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall, behind the counter, rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colours, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like the picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched her when she was just a little girl. She's been there a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. Your grandmother, Cully, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Cully? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said, as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in the bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in pieces, leading Kaine to think she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked the grandmother with a yawn. Come here and let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, Kaine said with a smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked the grandmother, in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed the grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help me with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of the house, as if posing for a martyr artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as the grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. Doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colours. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time and slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood. You're clumsy as me and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, I'll treasure it always. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honour above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face. And actually she interpreted as sly, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no longer and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. "Posh," said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped her on one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness." There was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People and memories move in and out of a life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood. I stared at a black object on a plate. She had been pushing it around on the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood on the cooking pot and snorted. "It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry." "Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug," said Kaine, "but I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. "Oh, yeah, that's terrible, right?" "Why, you little brat," asked the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother had saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown into fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots, with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked grandmother suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. "Well, I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take a wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What in the hell for?" Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around the home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. "Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing a toothless grin to the world. "Goddamn girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway." "I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Oh shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. You can worry about some other." "Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face. For a moment she was a small child lost at the carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. "Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is..." She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're gonna be a true woman soon," Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you become." Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman, "and there ain't another like you in the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day." "Such a mouth on you, where did that come from?" "Gee, I wonder." "I'll teach you to sass me, girl," said Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma! Yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. Grandma, stop it! What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out, as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wool and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kaine rolled her eyes and kissed her grandmother on the forehead, and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look, saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for her lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knotting in on itself. No! Oh gods, no! Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard, came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick inky blackness of her enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet, and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment the creature retreated to a shimmering inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded to the scream of her own. "Alright, you bastard," she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me, let's go." The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest, and began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive!" thought Kaine. "Alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up. Get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up now!" As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she may as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to earth with a grasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma, hold on, just a little longer. Grandmother's face was turning blue. Her eyes rolled back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. A shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard, laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing Grandmother to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life, when Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble towards the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt at the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air towards the young girl that had latched onto its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. Kaine. Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching up for her through the smoke. Grandma? Kaine. You gotta run. You can't best this one. Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no, no! I said run, goddammit. You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toes, as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she had seen could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose, as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a mad woman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames. All of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill it, 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 kill it. Kill it now. As a spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer.
Oi, 来るぞ。分かってる。
Forget how to fight.
かような姿で生き続けるはいかなる執念か。おぞましいば。二度と会わなくて済む。
Yokotaro novel gameplay with Hideo Kojima 2 hour cinematic.
剣が軽い。剣ではない。お前の腕が上がったのだ。
Ah, crap.
存分や。
Blaze, Dark Hand, Dark Lance. Here we go. Green ones, Dark Blast.
暴れよ。
It was only 45 minutes of reading. And his story is kind of sad though. I was wondering if the grandma turned into a shade, but it looks like the grandma got attacked by a shade. I wonder if that caused the grandma to turn into a shade, because she was referring to the big shade in the, I think it's the Airy, the town in the crevice, as grandmother. More reading? Here we go. Gently, weakly, softly. The shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off towards the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from her depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Teamer, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw something else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No, don't hurt that picture. Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished into a tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned a good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Cha-cha-cha. I look like that? Oh god. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish? Like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes, they don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh god, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, then began moving up towards the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it feels like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. So this is probably a shade, because we know that shades want the bodies of us. Technically, we're not human. Is this why the game's called Replicant? Ow. Sorry. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I'll tear out their throats and bathe in their blood, just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down from her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight. All she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Give me that body. Come on, give me that body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelope the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. What the hell, sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal. Thought you wanted to die. Grandma said can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burned itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood and then go out there and... Shut up and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, Sunshine. There ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed, whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were free? Oh, what? Wait till they get a load of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. A little fat kid who kept picking on you? A big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn hoot you murder honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, as she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me? Could have some good time together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody pot if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Screamed the voice. Look at you go. Ah, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyran. If you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. Gotta find that shade. I'm gonna strangle it with my own guts. When I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyran. Count on it. Ha! Laughed Tyran. Shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. For now, you and me are sharing this body. If you ever run out of heat, if you ever, go soft, I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine. I want your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel abnormal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I'm not a shade. I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her head, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, and slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
お前たち。
That explains why it's all bandaged up.
Emil、私を呼んでくれていたのはお前だな。
僕のことわかるんですか？
エミールはエミールだ。私は間違えぬ。
カイネさん、ありがとう。
おかえり、カイネ。
ずいぶん立派になったな。どのくらい眠っていたんだ、私は。
5年だよ。
そうか、5年か。
That means she has a shade sealed inside her, carrying her body. And even if we get a good happy ending with Kaine, the shade's gonna take over. So you have to deal with the shade before that. What the fuck? Ah!
ヨナは
探してるが、魔王の足取り自体なかなかつかめぬ。これ。
それは月の涙。
おばあちゃんのに負けないやつをって頑張って作ったんだけど。
そうか、ありがとう、ありがと
長く石化されていたカイネの目覚め、エミールの見せた優しさ、再び出会う喜びを俺たちは噛みしめていた。デボルさんたちからその話を聞くまでは。なぜなんだ、どうしてなんだ、デボルさん、ポポルさん。
分かってちょうだい。揉め事が起きて危害が及ぶのはあなたたち自身なのよ。
でも
大丈夫ですよ。僕らなら外で寝ますから。
待てよ、おかしいだろ。
I feel like that line just now, the one about devil and Popola ruling it all, is not referring to this.
己の身を犠牲にして村を救ったカイネとエミールがなんで村から追い出されなきゃならない。
Because it makes more sense to be referring to the whole deal with his sister. Like that much how do I say it? Because those words are really heavy.
だって僕らこんなんだし、みんな怖がりますよね。
Like that kind of significance makes more sense. Sorry.
あなたにそう思ってもらえるだけでもう十分ですね、カイネさん。
私は外の方が慣れてる。
そんな。
じゃあ外で待ってますね。すまないな。
どうした？俺ちっとも気づかなかった。カイネがなぜ野宿していたかちっとも気づいてやれなかった。
Still don't understand why Kaine is being discriminated against though. I thought it was because of the curse. Is it because of the curse? Wait, so Kaine has the curse and the shade, and that's two different things? I guess so.
今日はもう休め。その夜は眠ることができなかった。デボルさんを初めて憎く思った。ポポルさんを 冷たい人だと疑った。だがそんな俺の感情には意味がない。彼女たちは村を第一に考えた結果、ああ言うしかなかっただけだ。村人たちを魔物の恐怖から守ろうとして言ったことだ。デボルさんとポポルさんの罪を責めるなんてできない。カイネたちの立場を知ろうともしなかった。俺も同罪なんだから。
When do we get to play as Kaine?
カイネとエミールに謝ろう。謝って。いや、謝ったって。
カイネさん、火が
この声は。
カイネさんとまたお話ができて僕嬉しいです。
Oh, the camping
そう
outside.
か、私もだ。
カイネさんを助けるために僕頑張ったんですよ。一生懸命磨いてみたりお湯をかけてみたり。
お湯をかけたのか。
はい、でも全然ダメで。
石化を解いてくれてありがとう、エミール。
ちょっとだけ姿が変わっちゃいましたけど。
辛い思いをさせてしまったな。
でもこの姿も悪いことばかりじゃありません。こうしてカイネさんを見ながらお話できるようになりましたし。そうだ、カイネさんのこと聞かせてくれませんか？
私の話はつまらないぞ。
カイネさんのこともっと知りたいんです。
分かった。私に魔物がつく前、子供の頃の話だ。私は少し変わった体をしているせいで村では厄介者として扱われていた。
Ah, here we go. The explanation.
でもただ一人、おばあちゃんだけが私を受け入れてくれたんだ。どんなに辛いことがあってもおばあちゃんがいてくれるだけで私は生きようと思えた。
カイネさんにとって本当に大切な人なんですね。
あ
あ、そうだ、カイネさんの石化も治ったんですから。魔物つきのことや僕の体を治す方法も見つけましょう。みんなで探せばきっと簡単ですよ。僕たちならきっとでき。
お湯をかけるよりは難しいと思うがな。
もうそのことは忘れてください。
Didn't really explain anything. Okay. Brought a chick her with him. She makes little chirps and follows me around. It's just the cutest thing ever. Ah.
眠れたのか。
はあ、
目が赤いな。あまり思い詰めるな。
ポポルさんたちのところに行く。
わかった。
Okay, getting used to A not being the not being the select button again.
なんだそれは。
これは母さんの日記だよ。
母親の。
Really heard you talk much about mother.
ああ、国門病にかかって俺が小さい頃に死んでしまったんだ。
すまん。悪いことを聞いてしまったな。
いや、いいんだ。もう顔もおぼろげにしか思い出せないしな。これは唯一残った母さんの形見なんだよ。これを読むと頭の隅にある家族の記憶が かすかに蘇るんだ。
そうか。
だけど最後の数日間の日記には奇妙なメッセージが数行書かれているんだ。
奇妙なメッセージ。
ああ、それは
Save? What?
おい、聞こえておらんのか。おい、何をほうけているのだ、お主。
すまん。何か夢を見ていたような。
立ったまま寝るとは器用なやつだな。行くぞ、あの扉だ。
ああ、行くか。
Wait, is this protagonist but like a lot older? What if I go through this door? Okay. Proceed beyond this point, you'll be unable to save until the battle is over. You want to go through the door? Oh, you already saved for me, so let's go, I guess. There's a battle? Oh, shit. It's the world of the recycled vessel, created to avoid the destruction of war. Whoa, whoa. This is a very interesting change of pace. I just realized it's a remix as well of a NieR's song. Fuck, I did it again. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's what it is. Is this just grinding? The Black Scroll, a Lost Destiny, a White Book of False Truth. Still going? Oh shit, okay. We just changed it. Soldiers of Salt calling forth white death. They are legion, those who plunge the world into darkness. Hopefully that's a good reward. Yeah, hopefully. It might just be XP though. Ooh, that healed quite a bit. My lock-on keeps falling off. Got a sword. Dragon's corpse brought death to the world, the living unto its power of magic. So that is referring to the previous game. What was the previous Drakengard? Yeah. So dark. Remixes are cool though. I like the soundtrack. The black snake stains the future. A journey to return to soulless vessels. Oh shit! Side scrolling. Oh fuck! Fucking armor. Fuck. Ah! Whoa! 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 No, it's dark gluttony. Like just on the edge. Fuck, man. I'm losing quite a bit. Just on falling. Ah! Oh, it's a higher platform. Okay. Let's heal up again because I fucking suck. Thank you very much. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. Kabuki outfit. Yeah, it was XP. It's just the fucking grind dungeon. Alright. What's this? Send something terribly sinister beyond this door. Maybe difficult to endure what awaits you on the other side unless your soul is at least level 28. You just want to open the door. No! What level am I? I'm level 27. Okay. So if I do... Ah, yeah, they're basically dungeons. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Okay. Let's get out of here. That's probably something I'll do in my own time if I need to grind.
どうした？
何か夢を見ていたような。
ああ、わかる。 俺もこの日記を読むとそんな気持ちになってくる。
That's a new feature. But I got something. What did I get though? Got like a sword. Fool's Embrace. Very heavy. No thanks. I got something at the end there as well, but I don't know what it was. It was like a costume or something. Let's check Yona's room. There's nothing here. Okay. Time to go. Maybe there'll be something like good if I clear it all. Ah yes, my dead pumpkin. Just get rid of it. Fuck, man. I don't know what happened to it. Do a quick save. Alright, I'm maxed out on HP right now, so good.
こんにちは。
よう。意外だな。もう声をかけてもらえないかと思ってた。
いいえ、あれは村のためだと分かっています。
そうだな。じゃあポポルの元にも行ってくれ。魔王のことで話があるそうだ。
ええ、今から会いに行きます。それと、
なんだ？
俺も昨日は取り乱してすみません。
お前が謝る必要はないさ。誰だって仲間を傷つけられると腹が立つ。彼女たちにも謝っておいてくれ。
ちゃんと伝えておきます。
Last time we killed her first. Makes me feel bad. But it's basically so they're basically like kind of helping us look for the Shadow Lord right now while they're working with the Shadow Lord. Bit interesting, eh?
ポポルさん、
Because now we know.
昨日はごめんなさい。
どうして？あなたは何も悪くないわ。
でもポポルさんたちも悪くない。村のみんなのためなのに辛く当たってしまった。
優しいのね。ありがとう。気にしないで。
そういえば何か話があるとか聞いたのだが。
ええ。石の神殿があったでしょ。
我のいたところだな。
そう。魔王の居所はそことつながっているらしいの。
東大元暮らしか。
でもあそこに渡る橋は通れなくなってるんじゃ。
船で行けばいいわ。
船？
ようやく交易用の水路が整備されたの。魔物からの被害もあって随分と遅くなってしまったけど、石の神殿の裏側の道にも船を出してくれるよう頼んでおいたわ。船頭さんに言えば無料で使わせてくれるはずよ。これで町の間の移動も楽になると思うんだけれど。
ありがとうございます。ポポルさんにはお世話になりっぱなしだよ。本当に感謝してる。じゃあ行ってきます。
気をつけてね。本当に。
That explains why they're a bit conflicted about dealing with us. At the same time, I'm a bit conflicted too. Then again, we're getting Yona back, no matter what. Like if we get to the same decision, I'm probably making the same choice again. But I wonder what's different this time. There's gotta be something
船
different.
着き場には門の上から行けるな。
So let's go take a boat.
ようやく完成したのだな。これで走り回らずに済むようになるといいが。
移動が早くなればそれだけ早くヨナに近づけるってことだ。遠慮なく伝わせてもらおう。
やあ、久しぶり。僕のこと覚えてるかな？
その赤いカバン。まさか海岸の町の喧嘩夫婦の。
ああ、久しぶりだな。
He's still
だから
alive.
ずっと水路の整備をしていたんだけどね。仕事を認められて船頭を任せてもらったのさ。
すごいじゃないか。おめでとう。
ありがとう。まあ忙しくなった分妻との喧嘩は絶えないけどね。あ、船に乗って。行きたい場所を言ってくれればそこまで連れて行くよ。
Going to the lost shrine. All right.
この洞窟の先に石の神殿があるよ。
そしてその先に魔王の城。
行くぞ。
Wait, this is not going straight to the ending, right? Maybe. That'd be quite fast. Hansel and Gretel. But these ones have a conscience. Hmm. So I guess there's like different levels of shade then. Like those ones must be mindless. Like the common photo. And you can just float. Cheats! Does Kaine climb the ladder too? No? She'll just warp up here. Yep. Oh, we haven't had to fight anything. Okay. I don't remember going to the Lost Shrine like right after the right after Emil and Kaine were banned from the village. So they were guarding Grimoire Weiss. And then... why do we fight them again? Yona's body was over there, wasn't it? I can't remember. Like, we did manage to take Yona home, right? Yeah. Yona was there.
うやく血を浴びれるな。嬉しいだろカイネ。
うるさい。話しかける。
殺しがしたくてうずうずしてたんだ。
Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Ah, yes, this puzzle again. Still fighting? Yeah, we're done. Okay, cool. Where do we go now? Okay. Is that the Shade's voices?
何か通常の魔物と動きが違うようだが、
体の機能が完璧でない者たち。
そういえば聞いたことがある。俯瞰全体の魔物が集まっている場所があるって。
Wait, so can we actually hear Tyron's voice now? Because we couldn't before. Like, I mean, protagonist, I mean. Boss. Easy, easy, easy. Gestalt is a state? And now we're going to kill Gretel. Huh.
今度から俺も野宿するよ。
なぜですか？
お前らだけ村に入れないなんてやっぱりどう考えてもおかしい。不自然だ。
抗議運動というわけですね。
やめておけ。
けどこのままじゃ俺の気持ちが。
ではその気持ちだけありがたくいただいておきます。
エミール、
この大事な時期に慣れない野宿で体調を崩したら大変ですから。それに僕カイネさんと二人きりでする野宿割と気に入ってるんです。
そういうことだ。邪魔するな。
What if we have a different choice this time? If we can like not kill it, or I don't know. Would it be more better to kill it because we killed its partner? Oh, we're not supposed to go that way. Like I think that'd be pretty shitty, right? We killed its partner, but we're not gonna kill it. That's pretty shitty. Ah, here we go.
雑魚が多いな。
蹴散らすぞ。
Alright, let's save you.
魔物は光に当たると知るぞ。おびき寄せろ。さすがは雑魚。たやすいものだ。
あの石像がボスだ。皆を操ってるぞ。
泣かせるね。笑わせるね。
小さき者だ。この城の人と知って歯向かうか。
ザコに次から次へと湧き出てきやがって。
奴らは日光に弱い。光のもとへ誘い込むのだ。やったか。
Don't say that.
しぶといね。あいつも頑張るね。
くそくそくそ。
おい、まさかあのでかいのに同情してるんじゃないだろうな。俺たちはもう引き返すことなんてできない。血を求めて殺戮に走るしかない。俺たちには戦いしかないんだ。そうだろう、カイド。
カイネ
That also explains why Kaine can survive this shit. Because she's possessed by a shade.
何やってるんだ。
That was a bit hard to destroy.
大丈夫かカイネ。今傷の手当てを。
この傷はもはや
ダメです。カイネさん。
なんだこれは。
カイネ、お前も終わりだよ。
カイネさん。カイネさん。
Fight her because she got turned into. She got taken over by the shade. Okay. I remember this.
Kaineさんの魔物が。
叩き落とすしかないようだな。
カイネさん、正気に戻ってください。
今だ。
Oh wow, that is so much. Wow.
やれやれ。
カイネさん。カイネさん。
カイネ。
私は力を抑えることができなかった。もうお前たちと。
Complex.
ずっと一緒にいますよ、僕は。また魔物化したら今みたいに止めます。何度だって何度だって止めます。何度だってカイネさんに戻ってきてもらいます。僕、カイネさんがいるから野宿も本当に楽しかったんです。カイネさんが褒めてくれるからこんな姿でも生きていられるんです。僕、本当はとても弱いけどカイネさんといれば強くなれるんです。頼ってばかりの僕だけどカイネさんの仲間なんです。勝手に去らないでください。
泣くな、エミール。ありがとう。もう大丈夫だ。
あそこは。
I don't think there was anything different we could have done there, right?
これはなんだ。
さあ、読めないな。
使えぬやつだ。ポポルにでも聞いてみろ。
We did a whole journey of the fragments again.
暗号。
なんとかなりそうか。
これは魔王の城への封印を解く鍵みたい。ちょっとこれを見てもらえる？わかる範囲の言葉を書いてみたの。 手に入ったのは石の守護神という部分の石片。石の神殿にあったことを考えると、ここの石片の言葉に何か意味があると思う。あと4つの石片がはまりそうな場所があるんだけれど、NieR、機械の断り、記憶する木、忠誠のケルベロス。このうち機械の断りは多分ロボット山を示していて、記憶する木は神話の森かしら。あとの2つ、NieR、忠誠のケルベロスは何のことを言っているのかわからないわ。
なるほどな。
ん？
各地点のでかい魔物を倒して順番に言葉を埋めていけばいいわけだ。
手当たり次第に殺していくと。
魔王の元に行くためだ。それに相手は魔物、構わないだろう。
けど危ないわ。
さらわれたヨナの方が危険だ。
でもヨナちゃんは。
That's different. The Japanese and the English is totally different, yeah?
生きてる。絶対に生きてる。とりあえずロボット山と神話の森に行ってみます。
わかった。気をつけてね。
I guess I have a bit
カ
more
イネ
reading,
さん
huh?
とエミール君のことなんだけど、本当は町の人も感謝しているの。ただ態度や主張をすぐに変えられる人は少ないわ。少し時間をちょうだい。私も努力してみるから。
はい。
本当は少し。
はい。
Said for the
ポポフ
junk
さん
heap.
がロボット山に鍵がありそうだと言ってたな。
あの兄弟に聞けば何か情報を得られるかもしれぬな。
Alright, so we gotta gather the fragments again. Okay. Pretty same as last time. Just we'll get to see a bit of difference, I suppose. The junkie pay. Can I take the boat to the junkie? I don't know if I can. I don't think so.
ああ、どうしてこんなことに。僕の人生は終わりだ。
また話が長くなりそうだぞ。無視するのが得策だ。
そんなこと言うなよしろ。一体何があったんだ？
実は結婚記念日に仕事が入ってしまって。
It's a new set quest.
妻と一緒にお祝いできなくて喧嘩になったんだよ。埋め合わせをして早く仲直りしたいんだけど、手伝ってもらえないかな。
Do it later.
結婚記念日の埋め合わせか。プレゼントを贈るとか。
僕も同じことを考えて妻に欲しいものを聞いてみたんだ。そしたら新婚の頃に約束したあれが欲しいって言われて。
約束したあれ？
全く思い出せないんだ。愛する妻との約束を忘れるなんて情けないよ。どんなことでもいい。妻が欲しいものの手がかりをくれないか。
Comes to mind when imagining the ferryman's wife.
そういえば夫婦揃って赤いカバンを持ってるんだよな。
そ そうか、赤。僕たち赤色が好きで意気投合して結婚したんだよ。きっと赤色のものが欲しいに違いない。
こんな調子で本当に妻が欲しいものにたどり着けるのか。
よし、あと一歩だ。赤い何をプレゼントすればいいんだろ
Pretty flowers, maybe. I guess. I don't fucking know.
綺麗な花は誰がもらっても嬉しいだろ
う。でも妻が花をめでている姿見たことないな。
It's the wrong one, right? Sweet.
女の人はよく甘いものが好きだと聞くな。
妻もリンゴが大好物なんだけど、普段から食べてるからな。
Oh, I guess it's the jewels then.
高価な宝石はどうだ。
そういえば昔宝石が欲しいと言っていたような。ああ、ダメだ。
あの妻もよくこんな男と結婚したものだな。
そう、こうなったら赤いリンゴも赤い宝石も赤い花も全部あげるしかない。リンゴと赤い花は僕が海岸の町で用意するよ。君たちに
The
は
jewel though.
赤い宝石の用意をお願いしたいんだけど、頼まれてくれないかな。
Of course.
そんな泣きそうな目で見られたら断れないよ。分かった。赤い宝石は俺たちが用意しよ
う。ありがとう。赤い宝石を手に入れたら海岸の町にある僕の家まで持ってきてくれると助かるよ。
Okay.
赤い宝石は
going to the the fucking scrap heap. Where is it again? Northern Plain. Junk heap. There it is. So it's closer to the forest than Myth.
赤い宝石。
Oh, I see. Ah, we don't get our bear for doing this. So in the end, we have to go here anyway. Fuck. I should have just gone the normal way. Yeah, Mew, you barely do any damage to him. This. Robot? Oh, this is why we have a shade piloting a robot.
P33 防衛命令実行中侵入者直ちにお前目から水流れているなくま私のマスターも死んだ何百年も前に私正確には874年10ヶ月14日2時間43分前だ寂しいそのような行動は命令されていない私は泣かない触れよ死ぬ殺す殺される触れよ殺されるダメ触れよ P33 守るP33 守る仕事くれよ守る仕事
ここならいっぱい機械がありそうだね。
これだけあっても使える機械はほんの一部さ。
見て見て、こっちはまるで新品だ。
慌てるな、足元に気をつけて。
大丈夫。
まずい。
え？
逃げろ！
Ah, man. So he went and did the stupid.
お
That wasn't even the robot's fault.
大きな音を立てると今みたいな事故が起こる。侵入者1名事故で死亡。
Damn.
ロボット山か。あの兄弟に話を聞いてみよう。何
And he
か
goes
知って
after
おる
them
か
for
もしれん
revenge,
しな。
but it wasn't their fault. Oh.
やあ、いらっしゃい。
弟の方か。久しぶりだな。
兄さんは元気か。
実は4年前に事故で。
そうであったか。悪いことを聞いたな。
いいんです。
ちょっと聞きたいことがある。
何ですか？
この辺りで魔物の話を聞いたことはないか。しかも普通のやつじゃなく巨大だったり強力な魔物なんだけど。
そういうのが出たとは聞いていませんね。僕はロボットを倒すことだけが生きがいですから。
そうか。ならいい。それじゃあな。
ちょっと待ってください。
なんだ。
実は強力な武器を手に入れたんです。あなたなら扱えると思うんですけど。
シロ、これはもう持ってる武器のようだが。
良いではないか。しかし見たところ壊れておるようだが。
ええ、刃の部分
They
が随
even
分
mentioned
傷
that we
んで
got
い
the sword
るの
again.
で、
Damn.
そのままでは威力を発揮できないんです。
直せるのか。
はい、素材さえあれば。
なら素材を取ってくれよ。
よかった。捨ててしまうにはもったいなくて。必要な素材は形状記憶合金です。地下2階にいる大型の敵からしか取れないので気をつけてくださいね。あとこちらが地下2階に行くためのパスコードです。エレベーターで使用してください。
Given that the story mentioned that we already have the weapon, I wonder if there's any relevance to us not knowing or knowing that the weapons that we have already? Like knowing that we have the weapons already, but not knowing where they came from, I guess? Because if a protagonist knew where it came from, then the protagonist would know that this is the second time around.
わかった。
Time looping bullshit, let's go.
必要な素材は形状記憶合金です。地下2階にいる大型。
わかった。
ところで本日はどんなご用ですか？
Let's strengthen. Oh, I can't strengthen it. Oh, okay. Well, that's annoying because I want to strengthen it. Large sword. What am I using right now, actually? Ancient Overlord. Okay. Alright. Time to go get those materials.
「兄は死んでしまったか。まだ若かったであろうに。
商売のため 危険な場所にまで分け入ったようだ。
Nice. God damn it. We're just going general? Still, yeah, I guess. This is just a that farming session, so that should be fine. We don't need to go that far in. Alright, I'll see you later, Ethan. Thanks for coming by. There's the lift. We don't need to take the lift. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm maxed out on mats. Some mats. Like, I probably need to do some upgrades. But the only weapon I really want to upgrade is the Virtuous Treaty. Virtuous Oath? That's the one, I think. But I want to upgrade weapons and then, like, change them later on, so... Yeah, go Kaine. Do I actually need to go to the bottom? I can't remember. Get a memory alloy from the junk heap. Just farm around until we get a memory alloy. It's probably gonna be for the boss, right? Okay. That is floor 1 clear. And no memory alloys. Well, if we just go straight to the boss room then, maybe That would be better. Ah, yes, this place that doesn't open. There's nothing here. Ah, I remember this. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a while. It's only been a while. So we go underground then. Oh, locked off. It's like the exact same thing we're doing too. We're fighting for our immortal. Yeah. That's not what this is for. Do I need a bomb here? Ah, need a bomb here. That's it. Yeah. Damn it. Out of mana. go up to the topmost one if we can. I might push these down. What happens if I... No, I can't. Oh, I can pull them though. Okay, so I can't push them down the hole. I can move them. Ah! Yeah, bit. Here we go. Bot. Let's go. Got one memory alloy. So it would just say on the screen. There's the bomb. If I get a memory alloy, yeah. Bombs again? Ah, the gated door. Ah, this one. This one's annoying. Can I roll with this? There we go. Okay. Yep. The endless? Come on, man. Should be done by now, right? Let's go. Because I could have left here anytime. I think that's it for this area. It's really cool how they can mix the gameplay together like this. Must have been hard to do. Levels like nobody's business. For now. That'd be harder soon. Go! Hurry! 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 Second one, let's go. Yeah, it's really dying pretty fast. Oh, that was just a titanium alloy? Where's my memory alloy? That takes so long to explode, man. It's like too real. Take time to explode and they hurt us when they explode too. Oh, it's broken. See it, right? Oh shit, they all turned on. Ah, man. That's why. That's why you do this. Now you give me bombs. Do I even use these bombs? Right, it's too fucking far away. Yeah. Way too far away. Yep. Why not longer than that? Yeah, I can't. There's no way. Alright, that's just back in here. Oh, there's bombs there too. Ah, if I can get the bombs there. Bombs need to appear here. Come on. It's just back where it came from. Need to go down to here. This one's like a bit closer, so. Fuck. There we go. So that happens if you're standing on it. Sure, alright. Ooh, there's two of them. Is that why I didn't get a memory ally before? Because I'll get two here. Nope, titanium alloys. Where are my memory alloys? Cables and batteries. I think that's this entire area cleared. Okay. Oh, thanks for the heal. Oh, fuck. Here we go. East Coast. And we jump through the hole again, I guess. Boss? I thought it was gonna be a boss though. What? I don't think I've gotten all the mats. So somehow this robot is translating what the shade's saying into Japanese. Okay.
似た者同士一緒にね。
Did I ever get the mats though? I guess apparently I did. I just didn't notice it.
これはいい素材ですね。早速武器のわがままに付き合って。これはちょっと時間がかかりそうですね。完成したらお手紙で連絡させてもらいますよ。
ありがとう。
完成したら
ありがとう。
ところで、
Okay.
本日はどんなご用ですか？ありがとう。
I thought it'd do the thing where if I leave, I come back, be done.
武器の修理には時間がかかるようだが。
Let's head for the forest of myth.
ポポルさんが神話の森に何かありそうだと言っていたな。
あのやかましい連中の村か。気がめいるな。
I might call it here actually. Yeah. I'll go do some side quests, I think. And then I'll be close to the Forest of Myth next time we jump on. We're about 3 hours in. That's fine, yeah. It's a little bit late today and I'm tired. Alright. Gonna call it there. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks to anyone else who's watching afterwards. I'll be back on Tuesday. I don't know if we're gonna do anything on Tuesday. It's Tuesday? Okay, I've cheers on reruns for a while. So, I don't know. Anyways, that's it. Thanks again guys. See you guys later. Bye bye. Wrong mouse. Where's my